Hey, Casas Dobie's Pastor John here with a quick take. And so, when you were little, did you ever play with an imaginary friend, or have you ever been around a little kid who's there and they play with somebody who's imaginary, somebody who's not real? And there are different reasons why we have imaginary friends. Sometimes they're fun. Other times we're afraid of being lonely, and so we invent somebody over our shoulder who can say, "Hey, look, that's my friend," or "Who did this?" "Oh, yeah, it was Bob over there. He told me to do it." Okay, so imaginary friends are very handy. Anyway, in our readings today, we have a story of Paul, and he's in Athens, and he's at all the temples, and they're like big temples. I mean, think of like the Parthenon, all these wonderful giant architectural marvels, and he sees this little block, and it says "To an unknown God." And he starts preaching, and he says, you have this monument to an unknown God, a God that you don't know, and you've erected this monument. And why? Why do you have that here? I'm here talking about a God that you know and the God that knows you. And we're sort of living images of God, and we are able to do wonderful things in the world because God is present with us and near us. And so all the stone and all of the inscriptions and everything uh, to unknown gods are really kind of useless. In other words, Paul is saying, here you're making things in people's images, and really people are made in God's image. And so that's where the life is. And so we shouldn't be wasting our time on imaginary gods. And he tells the Athenians, I can see you take your religion seriously because you're doing all this wonderful stuff, but you're kind of wasting it on things that aren't real. And then in the Gospel of John, we kind of get the same thing where Jesus' friends are worried that Jesus is going to go away and leave them by themselves, sort of like orphans. And Jesus said, "Don't worry, I'm not going to leave you orphans. I'm going to send somebody to help you. And I'm going to send somebody in the form of the Holy Spirit. And with this Holy Spirit, you're going to be braver than you ever were. You're going to be able to find that image of God that's in you and be able to go out into the world." And so it's all about God meeting us where we are, being purposed and strong, and being able to have those connections. So these are what we're learning, working our way towards Pentecost. So, as always, be well, be safe, be a blessing. Peace.